Oh, ha, ho, 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 ho. Well, welcome in everyone to today's day of... Oh, my PC is weird. Let's do something that doesn't include a game. What should I do? Maybe I should explain the entire plot of this anime that everyone's been waiting for. I know at least 0.1 of you were like, oh my god, I can't wait for Cecilia Immigrant to talk about her favorite Tiny Automaton anime of all time, which was arguably not that good, but she's gonna talk about it anyways. Oh wow, it's gonna be amazing. Oh my god. My new vocal take, by the way. Yes, welcome in everyone. Sorry for being late. I forgot to eat. I ordered food and then it arrived and then I put it on the table and I completely forgot about it. And then I was like, I'm hungry. Stream is starting and I'm so hungry. Why? I cannot be. Who did this to me? Who did this to you? He said, whispering in her ear. His shadow eclipse. I'm writing a bad fanfic, just so you know. That's a trope. Who did this to you is a trope. And the shadow eclipsed her tiny figure is a trope. Which triggers me sometimes. Sometimes I can accept it. Who did this to you? I can accept. I like who did this to you, but only if it makes sense. If she has like a freaking, I don't know, she stubbed her toe and the ML's like, who did this to you? I'm like, get off! Shut up! Shut up! Touch grass! But if it's, you know, if it's fantasy and there was death involved, a possible death, then I'm okay. It depends. Actually, I was reading a really nice book, actually. It kind of reminded me of Rian in a way where it had this, like, really immortal character who just kind of, she just barely does anything. She just kind of goes through life and, like, I don't know, things barely affect her and she's very emotionally distant. That was kind of nice. The ending was bad, but... Okay, well, anyways, let me delete this. As you know, today we're going to talk about the entirety of InuYasha and InuYasha Kankatsuhen, which is like the last 20 extra episodes which were made later. And I will explain to you the entire plot. So, spoiler warning. I don't even know why you would click this stream. I don't even know why you would be here if you don't want to be spoiled, unless you're about to leave, which is fine. But a spoiler warning for InuYasha and for Kagome and for... What's the other guy's name? Koga? Sango? Fucking stupid monk. Okay, well. So, I will be drawing, which I need my tablet for. 1 second. How? Where's the cable? Where does the cable go? Where does the cable want to be? Oh my god, so messy. Let me put this keyboard away for now. This cable. Yeah, well, I mean, drawing is a bit of a stretch. Maybe drawing is a bit... I don't know if I want to use that word. I will be doodling. So that, you need a visual. Some of you might be visual learners. Because at the end of this stream, there will be a test. So I just want you to know that. Also, for today, I've prepared... Well, I mean... the perfect BGM. Which we'll be listening to once. I don't want to listen to this very often. Because it's a little bit of a downer. But obviously I can't play the actual InuYasha music, but I found a free one, which is kind of sounds pretty good. Hey. Just to get you in the mood. Ooh, InuYasha type beats. Oh yeah. Wow, it's like I am watching InuYasha right now with you. It's like the kid in the club with the sunglasses who goes like, oh yeah. Okay, very good. Now that everyone is in the mood for InuYasha and completely understands the assignment, I will position myself in a way where I do not cover the entire stream. Screen. The flute guy. The flute guy was crazy. Levels of flute. Oh, wait, where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you on my screen? One sec, let me just pop that chat up. I'm sleepy. Maybe I can just copy this. Since the real one might be a little bit too distracting. Let me put you like this. You're here! Okay, good. Okay. This is for my drawing. Okay. Let's start with... What the? Oh, one sec. I need to... You know when you have a tablet? Like your drawing tablet? I have to turn it the other way around. How do I do that? Tablet area. Monitor. Express key. Right. Okay. So if you draw, it's like the upside down. Can you see this? Oh, flashbang. Huh. Okay, so we will be talking that's Yasha. A Sicilian summary. Provided to you by Skill Shock. Cecilia. Hato, baby. So, for those who don't know, InuYasha is an anime that came out in I don't remember. It is based off a manga which was written by the same author as Ranma Half and a couple others, but Ranma Half and InuYasha are the most popular. InuYasha is debatably a shoujo and a shonen at the same time, because it has a female main protagonist. Oh my god, should I write spoilers anyway? You know this is spoiler. Why can I not delete this? You know, oh god, okay. You know this is a spoilers, right? You know that these are spoilers. Should I write spoilers? Spoilers. I just don't know. So, it's... Oh, I guess I should. It's between a shonen and a shoujo because it has a female protagonist, there's romance, there's Kagome. And it has romance. And kind of girly. Yeah, I'm good at describing. But it also has fight scenes, choreographed fight scenes is a little bit of an overstatement. But it does have fight scenes. It's a little bit more brutal. It has a lot of like, you know, it has training arcs. It has character upgrades, power scaling, different fights, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, so... The one guy in the comment, InuYasha! No, I was supposed to watch that. No, I mean, there's some older anime I haven't watched. InuYasha is pretty old, so I want to warn you, just so you know. But it is in the title of this stream, so I'm not to blame. So, yeah, it is less shonen, I would say, than other shonen of its time, which would be, I think, One Piece, Naruto. Actually, I don't know if it's older than that. InuYasha expert, by the way. Also, I will preface, I love InuYasha, okay? All opinions, negative or positive, I still love the show. It has a very, very deep space in my heart. I don't believe that it's necessarily the best, but I do think it has a lot of really good things going for it, especially for its time. And yeah, so it's like a mixture between shoujo and shonen, and that's why I think it was very popular, because back then at least, I mean, nowadays you can watch shoujo or shonen or yosei, which are kind of resonate no matter what you're interested in, and you know, a lot of the things will be interesting for whichever target audience. But back then, shoujo was very, 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 very girly. Like, we're talking Sailor Moon, obviously Sailor Moon's a bit older, but Sailor Moon, you know, slice of life, super girly romance shoujos, things when nothing happens for 30 episodes and then, you know, they don't even kiss. And so an anime which was a little bit in between was, yeah, I think that's why it was so popular. I don't know how many episodes there are. 160? I don't know. 150? Don't know, remember. But that's a lot for shoujo specifically. Usually shoujo, you know, again, they're not that popular, especially back then. They were not that popular unless they were like super magical girl animes, so like Precure, Sailor Moon. I was even considering doing this video about Sailor Moon, but Sailor Moon, I remember nothing. Except for Mamoru showing up, doing nothing, and leaving. Okay, so let's start with the plot. The characters, the main characters of this show are Kagome. She's the main character. She looks like this. It's photorealistic. That's her. She's a high school girl. I think she's supposed to be 16 years old. I don't remember, but you know, she's a high school kid, woman, lady. And she's that's her. That's her. Just an arrow in case you can't tell. That's her. And her character is headstrong. Nice, kind. She's a girl. She's I don't really remember. She's nice. I like her. But she is a little bit pathetic when it comes to the romance, which we will get to in a second. But I do remember she's pretty strong. She's good in a crisis. Like, she has a good head on her shoulders. She makes some suspicious decisions, but she's 16. She's a teenager, right? Like, 16-year-olds aren't supposed to be perfect. So she has some flaws. She might be impatient, but she's pretty strong. Like, she's a strong character. She's kind, selfless, confident, courageous. Yeah. But she's a little, yeah, okay. And then cool. She's cool. She's not as pathetic as, for example, Bunny is in Sailor Moon, right? She is very much a strong female character, I would say. Except when it comes to the romance, which we'll come to. Also, she's not necessarily a damsel in distress. So in my opinion, the difference between a damsel in distress and a character that's just weak in the universe is Kagome is a human. She does have magical powers, spoilers, and she does get stronger later on. But in the beginning, the entire time, she just gets rescued by InuYasha. But it's not her fault. I think a damsel in distress is more the type of character that does nothing, like in a derogatory term. She does nothing, she's useless, she puts herself in harm's way, she expects the hero to show up. With Kagome, it's more like she falls into the well, which we'll get to in a second, by accident, and then she just happens to be surrounded by demons that all want to kill her. Like, it's not, it's not her fault. She's not that strong in the beginning, but she's not always headless chicken running into stupid situations where she has to get saved. So yeah, a very difference, I think. So the plot is Kagome, the 16-year-old girl in modern-day Japan. I don't remember. She falls into a well. I don't remember why. Right, her family is... They are shrine owners. Her grandpa is like a shrine person, and she's a shrine maiden on the side. So they have this shrine, which is in a room, which is like blocked off, and she goes inside, and then she falls in. Yeah. And then shrine keepers. Yeah. Just like it's just the two of them. I think the mom doesn't do anything. The dad is, I don't know, dead or something. And she has a younger brother and a cat. Best character, by the way. Great. Just a fat cat. And then she falls into this, and she finds herself surrounded by a bunch of trees, and like, it's really weird. Was that a monster? I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, she goes outside, and she is very confused. And then you might argue that this is an isekai, but it's not technically an isekai because it's time jump instead of like alternate dimension. But it might as well be an isekai. Like, it has all the bones of an isekai. So if you just close your eyes a tiny bit and make the picture go blurry, it could be an isekai. So, but it's not really an isekai. Anyways, and then she comes minus 500 years in medieval, or whatever you want to call it, Japan. No way! How's she gonna survive? How's she gonna get back? Watch this ad to find out. No. Oh, also I put this button. Oh, I'll show you later. Okay, so then I don't remember why. InuYasha is, I don't remember how she finds him, but there's InuYasha. I'm just gonna write, this is InuYasha. I guess he has hair. He's bound to a tree with an arrow sticking through his heart or chest or whatever. He's bound to this ancient tree, which Kagome recognizes because she has this tree in her shrine garden. Coincidence? I don't know, maybe. And then I think she gets like followed by this centipede monster, which is, by the way, extremely yucky, but also naked. So, you know, maybe depends how, like, this part's good and then this part's not that good. And then she's like evil, and then she almost kills her, and then Kagome I think he wakes up and starts talking to her, and he says, "Oh, Kikyo, I guess you've come back to finish the job," paraphrased. And she's like, "I don't even know who that is. Will you save me?" And he says, "Okay, rip out the arrow." And then Kagome takes out the arrow, and then InuYasha has like, he's like a wolf guy. Is he a wolf or a dog? Dog. He's a dog. He's a man, but he's a dog. He's like half dog. But he's not really half dog. He has claws, but he has no fur outside his hair. He's a half demon. We'll find out about it later. Ow! Yeah, he gets out, has like, gets his claws grow longer. Not claws, literally his fingernails. And he kills this one, I think. And now you can tell, this is the first episode, and you can immediately tell, wait a minute, this is not like other shoujo. There's blood, there's gore, minimal, there's naked woman. What's crazy? Oh my god. And then, the beginning is important because it's the setup, and then I don't remember. Anyway, he thinks she's Kikyo, but obviously Kagome is not whoever this woman might be. We don't know yet. And then this demon, I think, or some other demon, some of the demons, keep trying to kill Kagome, and it's like, why? Also, by the way, InuYasha is at this point morally gray. We don't really know, is he evil, is he nice? He seems kind of like a dick, but, you know, he did save her, but he's not very nice. Then we find out Kagome is the reincarnation of Kikyo! What? And in universe, she's supposed to look exactly the same. But since this is anime or manga, they have two different hairstyles, so they look nothing alike. And this always triggered me so bad. Like, I get it because if you took Kagome and you removed her hair and put her on top of Kikyo, she would look the same. But that's because all women look the same, because it's the same art style. You know what I mean? But it's she looks completely different. Well, whatever. But InuYasha thinks she's Kikyo, and then she's like, no, I'm not Kikyo. There's also a woman whose name I forgot. Oba-chan. She's Kikyo's little sister, but now she's really old. She's like 100. might as well be. And then she's like, oh my god, you're the reincarnation. And the reason, now get this, the reason why all these demons have been hunting Kagome is because in her dummy or whatever, there's a jewel, the Shiko no Tama, which is the jewel of many thousand years sparkly jewel. It's a jewel which can grant any one wish. It's literally the Dragon Balls. You might think, oh, the Dragon Balls, but the Dragon Balls are more than one. And the jewel's just one. just you wait. Literally in one of the first episodes, I don't remember which one, she realizes that there's this like raven demon, like a tiny raven demon, who steals her jewel. And she has bow and arrow. And InuYasha cut off the foot off. Oh, I'm covering it. The foot off the bird. So then she binds the bird to her arrow. Again, she's so smart, very smart. She binds the foot to her arrow because she realizes it will always go back to its owner. And then she shoots the guy, the bird. It's like a tiny bird. But she hits the Shiku no Matama. And the jewel of many wishes, of one wish, bursts into so many pieces and flies all over the country. So now, the merry misfits of Kagome and InuYasha have to band together in order to find the pieces of jewels. So then it's back to Dragon Ball. So now we've gone full circle and we're back to Dragon Ball. However, InuYasha doesn't like Kagome. He doesn't trust her. He doesn't want to work with her. He wants to just go on his own. But old woman, whatever her name is like, here, take this. And then Kikyo puts a necklace around InuYasha's neck, which is kind of, if you think about it, he's a dog, so it's kind of like a collar. And then she can literally say things like sit and lay down. And then his face slams to the floor. And he can't move. Which is abuse, but it's also kind of funny. And this is the time where violence is still considered to be funny. Also, he's a half demon. It doesn't actually hurt him, you know? It doesn't actually do anything to him, but he can't move, he can't do anything. So he's stuck with her. So they're stuck together and they go on their merry adventures. I don't remember at this point if she can go back to her home or not. Maybe she has already, doesn't matter to the plot, no one cares. But throughout the story, she will go back to her timeline sometimes for like school. I wouldn't. Actually, would I? If I was Kagome, I think I just wouldn't go back to feudal Japan. No, I would just stay in my own timeline. Then again, a jewel that grants wishes. I think the reason Kagome stays is because she feels it's her responsibility, which again, you should know, she's a good person. I wouldn't. I won't be out of there. What am I gonna do? What? Yes, Kagome became really strong later on, but in the beginning she has nothing. She has no powers, right? Barely any powers. She has like Shrine Maiden powers. So, yeah, let the 100-year-old dog, human, half demon do something. Why should she get involved, you know? And at this point, their relationship is literally enemies. So they don't really, I guess not enemies, but they don't get along. It's like forced cooperation. She needs him, he needs her, because, get this, she can sense the jewel pieces. So I guess that's why she stays. I forgot. Okay, I just remembered. She's like a GPS. She has a GPS in her head because it's magical and she's magical and no one cares. So those are the main characters, the first two main characters. And then, with time, we meet more people, which are... So they go around, it's episodic, so they go around, there's like a bunch of small arcs. In the beginning, it just like sets up all the characters. And they just literally walk around trying to find these pieces, and they do find some pieces pretty fast. Do they get stolen later on until they're back at square one? Yes, but in the beginning, they do pretty well. And then I don't remember the order of how they get introduced, but we have two more main characters and one main side character. Character number 1, arguably one of my favorite characters in the show, Sango. Actually, she has like a ponytail. She's sad because her entire family died. Okay. And then there's Miroku. He's happy because he's like a pervert. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. He's a monk, but he's corrupt. And he's a pervert. He like flirts with every woman he sees. He's really annoying. And I wouldn't hate him that much, because he is useful, he is strong. He does get kind of like Deus Ex Machina pretty early on. But he is strong, he's kind, he can be funny. The reason I hate him is, spoilers, he actually ends up together with Sango. And I hate that for her. Imagine being this, she's like a ninja warrior woman. Imagine being this super strong, super cool, super capable ninja warrior woman who's literally, she has this giant ass boomerang. She has a literal flying cat, Kirara, which actually in German was called Chiara, which is, I think, funny. A cat. She's like awesome. Her entire family died, which, sucks to her. But other than that, she's awesome. And then she gets the lot of ending up with a literal pervert man? Come on, I mean. I hate him. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair. No, it's not even about jealousy. But it's this, like, imagine her entire life is suffering. And then she bands together with InuYasha and Kagome. And they go on this years-long journey together. And they finally, she gets her revenge, spoilers. She fights the bad evil. And then she ends up with a stupid pervert man? Come on. I don't even know if he ever gets fixed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if he ever... I assume so. I assume he becomes like really nice and stuff. Too little, too late, Miroku. Okay, so her plot is she's a ninja woman warrior, and her brother gets killed, and wait, this is just like Naruto. Her entire village gets killed. They are all demon hunter warriors, and actually her brother kills her entire family. I think. I don't remember his name. He's pretty important. He comes back often. Boy 1. I don't remember. And he's also sad because he kills his entire family. But we find out later on that Kohaku, Boy 1 is better. He's also sad because he kills his entire family. But he was under mind control, so, we find that out pretty early. And then Sango realizes the person that has done all of this, orchestrated this, was Naraku, which will come back in a second. Miroku's story is, he's a pervert, he's a monk, and he has a curse in his hand. Oh my god, I'm digging deep into my brain here, guys. This is difficult. Wait, I might need to wind up for that. This is like lost media in my brain. It's been a long time. Okay, so he has a hole in his hand. And it's because his entire family has been cursed. I think all firstborns have a hole in their hand. And it's this like black hole power. So he has like a little band around it. And when he opens it, it sucks everything in. Which is really, really good. It's really OP. Until it isn't. But it is really OP in the beginning. So it's like a black hole. They call it a black hole. And then it gets like sucked in. But this black hole grows bigger and bigger, and then they all get like sucked in themselves. So, he's very sad because his entire family's dead. Or at least his dad, I don't know. And he's scared about it because one day this will take over and take over his, eat him, literally. Not the bees. No, shoot, don't spoil the surprise. Now, who has cursed his entire family, you might ask? Could it be? It was Naraku. Same guy. And, yeah, so they all both join InuYasha and InuYasha and Kagome. I don't know if they join them because they want to fight Naraku, or if they join them because they want the jewel, Chikunotama, I don't remember, but, you know, they join them. It's great. And then there's one he's not as important, but he is a reoccurring character, and his name is Koga. These are all, like, the good people, right? Oops, what happened? I don't know. He's a little wolf guy. He's, like, even more wolfy than InuYasha. And I'll say it. Okay, sit down. I'll say it. I was Team Koga. I don't care. Okay, InuYasha can get out of here. I like InuYasha, but the shit he pulls with Kikyo, I don't remember Koga much, but I do remember that he was like all in on Kagome from the beginning. I think he kidnaps her, which is a little bit of a red flag, but you know, he's like nice about it. And the thing, Koga has a piece of jewel in one of his feet, or maybe both of his feet, and he can run really fast. Like, that's literally it. He's not particularly strong, I think. He just runs really fast. So he's like freaking Flash over here running all around. And I think the plot is he steals Kagome because he knows that she can see the Shikinotama, so that she gets more for him. But then he's kind of weird about it. The more I think about it, the less I'm Team Koga. But you know, when I was a small automaton, I was Team Koga. And he's like, okay, be my wife. Kagumo's like, no, I don't think I will. But she helps him anyways to like free his tribe, or I don't even remember. He does. She's nice. She like helps him. And from then on, they have a loyalty. Also, he has a naturally smug face, which I think is very important. And InuYasha and Koga hate each other because he's a dog, and InuYasha is a wolf, and Koga is InuYasha is a dog, and Koga is a wolf. So they don't like each. I don't even. Okay. And obviously there's like romance rivalry, but to be fair, Koga never stands a chance. It's not even like second male lead. There's not a single moment in the entire show where in any way, shape, or form he would stand a chance. I think he even gets a love interest later on. So, but you know, he shows up every once in a while. He helps them sometimes. They bicker a little bit. That's kind of it. Then we come to my favorite character after Sango. We need a little bit of a line here. Oh, also there's this child. Oh my god. Shippo? Sorry, I forgot about him. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. He's cute. But it's like, it's not that important. Well, he's important. He's always there. He's one of the main characters. He's just this little fox guy. Also has a ponytail. He's like tiny, like literally to their knees tiny. I think he's like the slapstick character. His plot is he wants to be stronger. He's a kitsune. Shippo, like tail. That's it. That's his character. He's cute. He's there. He's an orphan. They're all orphans. I mean, I guess Kagome isn't. Shippo, you're not special just because. He's really cute. Or maybe a tanuki? Yeah, I don't remember. Something like that. He's cute though. He's like he's I don't remember if he's literally supposed to be a kid or if he's just really small and you know they age differently. I don't know. I don't really care. He's cute. He's there. He rides on Kirara and they're friends. Kirara is a tiny cat, by the way, like a little cat demon, and she turns into a bigger cat that they can jump on, kind of like Appa in she's literally Appa but she fights a bit more. But she's like upper from Airbender. She doesn't talk. He's a kid. Okay, I believe you. And then, for our next main character, he's a main character in the sense that he's a villain in the beginning, and then later on they all become friends, I guess. Not really. And it's, I don't know how you try to write that name. Sesshomaru! Sesshomaru, I think. This one was my second favorite. Actually, I don't know if nowadays, I don't know. I really liked Sesshomaru in the beginning because he was a fun character. He does become kind of like nothing towards the end of the show. So I think Sango takes over, but all the way in the beginning, Sango is a little bit kind of a downer because she's just like, my family died, and you're like, yeah, I get it. But Sesshomaru is a little bit more interesting in the beginning because you don't really know what his deal is. He's just evil. But so he is InuYasha's brother. I really like his character design. I love white, red, like white hair, and then like he has like a red, like half moon tattoo on his forehead. He's like, he's always frowning. Well, he's not upset, but he's like this. And his entire character arc can be written down to inferiority complex towards InuYasha. Because he is a full demon. But InuYasha is only a half demon. And when their dad dies, spoilers, who's like this super strong demon, like he was gigantic. He was like, I don't know, like a 500 meters tall when he turned into his demon form. He was like super, super, super strong. I don't even remember why he died. Old age? I don't know. When he dies, he gives InuYasha the good sword and gives Sesshomaru a shitty sword. And Sesshomaru is like, oh, I hate everyone. Also, he's evil. He kills humans a lot. He's legitimately evil in the beginning. Not even like morally gray or anything. He is literally evil in the beginning. He kills so many people. He doesn't care. Great character, I like him. It's not a shitty sword. Well, he thought so. So Sesshomaru got the 10 Saiga, and InuYasha got the Test Saiga. We're almost done with the setup, I think. We're almost done. And the Test Saiga is a big sword, and it's strong. And the 10 Saiga can heal and revive humans. And Sesshomaru fucking hates humans. Like, he doesn't even hate them, he doesn't care. He thinks all humans are ants. He just doesn't, I guess he's like Virgil. Yeah, he is like Virgil from Devil May Cry. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about them. He has no thoughts. He just wants to become stronger. And he's upset that his dad gave him the weak sword that is supposed to revive humans. And one cool thing, in the beginning of the show, Sesshomaru has 2 arms. And then literally the first time we meet him, he has this, okay, hear me out. So they find, I don't remember if it's InuYasha's eye? I think it's InuYasha's eye. That's like a pupil, which it goes into an alternate dimension, and it's his dad's grave. And then they go in there, and then Sesshomaru comes in there too. And then the swords are made from fangs from the dad, so they both take the sword. Or something like that. And then Sesshomaru is like, I want Tessaiga! And then InuYasha says, no! And then Sesshomaru turns into this giant dog wolf. Really, really gigantic. And then InuYasha, this asshole over here, cuts off his brother's arm! And then for the rest of the show, Sesshomaru only has 1 arm. Which is, yeah. Can't believe he would do that. Oh, he gets rejected by Tessaiga. Nah, that's embarrassing for him. And the reason I like him is because he's kind of evil in the beginning, and he's kind of pathetic. He's, the type of character where it's like strong, wants to be stronger, is like nonchalant and stuff, but really is just kind of pathetic. Yeah, that's why I like him. So my personal like for the characters. Sango like, Miroko hate, Koga like, Sesshomaru like, InuYasha like in theory except for the romance, Kagome like in theory except for the romance. And now, we finally, the last character on the list, our final character, the main villain of the show, Narako. You might be thinking, of the entire show? Yes. The entire show. Over years of airing anime, they really only fight this one stupid, dumbass guy. In my opinion, one of the worst villains ever created. Like, in theory, he's good, but because it drags out so much in the anime, I have not read the manga. Well, I read a little bit of the manga, but I don't know if the pacing is probably way better in the manga. I'm specifically talking about the anime, but it gets dragged out like crazy. So his plot is he's a guy. He was a man, like a bandit or something, and he got really injured. He had like a bunch of bandages on. And Kikyo, our kind Kikyo, oh, I forgot about Kikyo. Yeah, she's a woman. She's a girl. I'll tell you about her. Kikyo, which is Kagome is the incarnation of Kikyo. She's also sad because she died. And she, at this point, she's still happy. She's in love. They are in a relationship with InuYasha. And he's happy. They're both happy at this point because they love each other. And she is, for whatever reason, you know, she's a good person. She's a shrine maiden. She has really strong powers. And she is, I think she's protecting the Shikinotama, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and she's really powerful, so no one's gotten to it. And then Narako, for whatever reason, he's hurt, and she heals him, and he's in this cave, and she goes there, and he falls in love with her. But when he realized he can't have her, don't remember why, I don't even know if he tried, to be fair. Maybe he tried. He comes up with a plot. He lets like all these demons eat his flesh or something, and then he becomes a bunch of demons. He's like Voldemort or something. You know, he's like barely human anymore at this point. And then he tricks these two dumbasses by shape-shifting into InuYasha. So he shape-shifts into InuYasha. And then he attacks Kikyo, going like, huh, all I wanted from you was the jewel after all. And Kikyo's like, what? And then she runs after InuYasha, then she finds the real InuYasha, and then she shoots him with the arrow, because she can't kill him. She doesn't want to kill him because she loves him, but she shoots him and puts him to sleep against that tree forever, which is basically like killing him. But maybe she was planning on coming back, I don't remember. Anyways, she dies of sadness. No, she dies. She dies from the injuries that fake InuYasha did. And then she gets burned with the jewel in her deathbed. And that's how the jewel happened to be in Kagome's body when she came back to time. Yeah, so that's the plot. That's the main plot of InuYasha. That's really good. Yeah, so you might think, oh well, Kiko's dead, whatever, that's sad. And she comes back. Over and over and over again. I think it starts with this like random subplot of this random old croon, and she steals Kikyo's like dead cadaver or whatever, bones, and then she revives her, but she's just earth at this point. But her soul is trapped in this golem type body. I don't remember why she does that. I don't care. And then Kikyo runs away. She's like, oh man, I'm not human. And then I think, why? I might be wrong with this, but you know what? Quite frankly, I don't care enough to look it up. I think one of the reasons I didn't like her is she like eats souls. Because she can only live, because she's not like all the way there, you know? So she starts eating poor souls, lost souls, which is kind of messed up. It's not a good thing, especially for her, because she was such a good person when she was alive. But I think her reason is she's trying to get revenge on Naraku! So all the characters hate him, basically. But I mean, she should just die, I think, in my opinion. Also, she constantly, like, almost gets back together with InuYasha, but not quite. And sometimes InuYasha and Kagome start, like, falling in love with each other, and InuYasha goes like, I can't forget her, which is fair. Because in his timeline, technically it's been 50 years, but in his timeline it's been like a couple months, right? Because he fell asleep, he wakes up, and he's like, where's Kikyo? So it's completely fair. But the problem with this, InuYasha, is that you could just say that to Kagome and reject her instead of leading her on the entire fucking time, and then your stupid love triangle drama goes on for hundreds of episodes, and I hate you, and I hate it that you do that to us, the audience, and that you do it to Kagome. And why can you not just say, look, she was the love of my life, I am still grieving, I cannot be with you, I'm sorry, let's be friends. And then we can just, go on this mission together, have a healthy relationship, have a healthy friendship. Instead, he's jealous of other people, he's jealous of Koga, he's jealous of, like, Kagome's real life friends that she makes. There's, like, this random school guy, I think, who has a crush on her, and he's jealous of them. He's, like, toxic and stupid, and he's possessive in the sense where he's like, no, Kagome should only be with me, but I want Kikyo and Kagome. It's almost like, he can't pick, which is the main theme of the romance triangle. Okay, sorry. I like InuYasha. I really do like him as a character, except for the romance. But the romance it is a main plot point, but it does take the backseat most of the time to the main, to the stories of the people in the arcs and to the fighting. But obviously there's always these moments that sneak in and they trigger me. Okay. Whew. Okay. Kikyo, I do think she's in the wrong, but I would give her way more grace. Because if I was killed the way she was murdered, I might also snap and be like, you know what? Frick everyone. I'm gonna go my own way. Go my own way. But I do blame InuYasha more than I blame Kikyo. But Kikyo also kind of plays into it, and she's kind of like annoying. I don't think her character is annoying, but her plot points are annoying in the sense that she keeps coming back, and you're like, okay. And then it even happens that the show bait and switches you, where like she dies again for the second time, and you're like, oh, I guess she's dead. And then InuYasha goes through a whole grief cycle. But then a couple episodes, I don't remember, a different arc, she comes back, and she's like, psych, not dead after all. And then InuYasha is like, oh, no, I love her. Again. So that's why I think she's annoying. I don't think she as a person or as a character is that annoying. I do think she's like kind of annoying. She's like indecisive. She doesn't really know what to do with InuYasha either. But she's in a really precarious situation. She literally died like, I don't know, mid-20s or what, I don't know how old she's supposed to be. And, has a lot of regrets, comes back to life. The evil person that killed her is still out and about, so she decides to take matters into her own hands. I think she could do without the whole romance part, but, whatever. And then, Naruto even is the evil bad guy. Get bad, boo, 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 we hate him. And he's like the manipulator type character. He manipulates people, he poisons people, he like camouflages. He's like, he's very strong, but he's kind of sneaky, like a little bit like Orochimaru, but weaker. Sneaky guy. Sneaky guy. And he does a lot of bad, evil things, and everyone wants him dead. However, they can't, because pretty early on, he starts like, out of his magic box of mysteries, he starts getting these like bunch of cool random powers, and one of those is a force shield, so they can't get to him. Later on, he's like literally has a walking fortress, and he can't get to them, and he has bees in the show they call them hornets, but they might as well be bees. And these poisonous bees is the reason why Miroku becomes kind of useless. Because whenever he sucks in the bees, it makes no sense. Whenever he sucks in the bees, they like hurt him and they're poisonous, and he's like, I can't! So even though his power in theory is really strong, super OP, it gets nerfed pretty early on, and then he's kind of useless. I don't really remember what else he does. He has a staff. I don't know. He's not good enough for Sango anyways. And yeah. They go through many arcs. Now my memory starts fading. Okay, so they go through many arcs. There's like one arc. It's all about finding this jewel pieces. Yeah, okay. There's one arc with like 7 guys. I don't know, 7 swordsmen. And they killed them all? There's an arc on a mountain. And they kill everyone? Well, they save some. And they kill most. Yeah. Yeah, and then the overall plot of the story is kind of a loop of... So, it's a loop of Naraku. They want to go to the bad guy. Gang wants to kill him. Naraku gets a new upgrade, so they can't get to him. Can't kill. So then they go and try. They need a new upgrade. And then it's a quest. And then it goes back. And this is literally the entire show. So, InuYasha's main weapon, his Saiga, its specific ability is when he kills someone, it takes over the power, I think? Something like that? So, he destroys this, like, barrier thing, and then his sword turns red, and now he can do barrier stuff. He destroys this, like, poison thing, and then now it's poisoned. Like, I don't really remember, but it's something like that. And then he gets, you know, special spells. He goes like, Windnabe! I watch it in German. Windnabe! And it's like this super cool attack. And then he gets another one, and training arc, and at some point, I think his sword breaks. Naraku breaks his sword, and then he has to put one of his teeth into it. And there's this like little guy, it's like a mosquito who's also a pervert. By the way, I'm not throwing these words around aimlessly, right? You remember these type of anime where some of the slapstick humor is literally just a pervert. Yeah. And then he goes on this training arc and he puts his tooth into the sword and it becomes stronger. And then, yeah, and everyone gets stronger. Kagome gets really, really good with bow and arrow, and she has like magical powers in her bow and arrow at this point. I think she can, I don't remember. I think she can like cleanse stuff. It's really good. Katniss Everdeen over here. Sango also gets stronger. She has like a super cool... I really think, like, a giant boomerang does not get used often enough in shonen type fighting media. It's just cool. I don't know. It looks kind of lame because it's a boomerang, but it's gigantic and I like it. And Miroku, I think he can do barriers. I literally don't remember. And the tiny Shippo does nothing. He never becomes strong. And yeah, so they turn in a circle over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then we have a couple side plots, namely Seishomaru, who on a whim, he's still salty and pouting. I want the big sword. Why did I get this sword? And then he finds this dead kid in the middle of the road. And then he saves her with his sword. And then she like goes with him. Forever. And they're friends. He also has this like little guy who always follows him around. I don't remember his name. Jiraiya? No, Jiraiya is from InuYasha. Not with a G like Gigi, but like a J? Jacket. Yeah. So these are the Merry Misfits. I think at some point he also wants to kill Naraku. I don't know why. Maybe he did something. Maybe he disrespected him. Probably something lame. He hurt his honor, or you know, he was rude to him. He insulted his sword. I don't know. Something. He betrays him. Something. And then Shishomaru was like, "Oh God, I'm so mad." And then he goes for Naraku as well. So that's that. One of my favorite episodes, which were like a little bit fillery, but they might be, you know, they weren't fillery in the sense that they weren't canon, but they were fillery in the sense that they were, you know, took you out of the action a little bit, were the alternative episodes that took place in our world, like in modern day. And it's just Kagome going to school and eating at McDonald's with her friends. And then she starts, so stupid, she talks about InuYasha and she talks about her love problems to her girlfriends. And she's like, and he's so violent and he's so annoying, he never listens to me. And they start imagining like a Yankee, like a hooligan. And I might be wrong about this, but I think the dub mistranslates it. And I think the way it's in the English translation is that they think he's American. Because they're like, oh, he's loud and rude? I guess he must be American. But in the original, in the Japanese, she just says they just think he's a delinquent. Yeah, to spot the difference. And then sometimes he joins her in the modern world, and I don't think anyone else can go there. I think he's the only one. Don't know why. And it's fun. It's funny, you know, seeing him not knowing what a telephone is, getting. Probably, if it was a little bit more realistic, probably getting hit by a car. Just being kind of obnoxious, like fish out of water experience. Imagine Thor in the Thor movie where he goes to the human world and he has no idea what's going on, right? Like that stereotype. It's very fun. I love it. It's one of my favorite archetypes. Fish out of water in modern day. One of my favorite archetypes. It's great. Like, yeah, I wouldn't know what a phone is either if I hadn't, you know, lived it. Yeah. So, he gets isekai'd, I guess so. And then, those are really fun. And then his main character arc, Kagome's character arc is she's cool, strong, and nice, and then she becomes stronger. Okay. And InuYasha's character arc is he starts out, the reason he wanted the Shiki no Tama in the beginning is because he's only a half demon. No, what? His dad, his brother and him, they're only half brothers. So InuYasha is half demon. He's only half Bao. And boom. And he wants to be a real demon boy. So he wants the jewel in order to grant his wish so he can become a full demon, a full Bao. And I don't really remember. I think he goes after the Shiki no Tama and then he falls in love with Kikyo. And then later on he's like, I want the Shiki no Tama. And then he realizes with time, okay, I guess, you know, I don't have to. And his character arc is realizing that he's enough. You're enough. Also, once a month during full moon, he turns into a full human and becomes like really weak. Like super weak. Super weak. And it's really dangerous because if the other demons find out, then obviously they'll kill him during that one day. It's literally his human period. And so, you know, that's a secret, and it's a nice plot point. I liked it because, you know, in the beginning he doesn't want to tell Kagome, but obviously she finds out, and then he has to be vulnerable. But the last time he was vulnerable was with Kikyo, and then she died. So he's scarred and has trauma, blah blah. And yeah, and then he gets over it, and I think, spoilers, I might be wrong about this, but I think at the end of the story, he just stays half demon. He doesn't try... Does he become full human? No. I think he just stays half demon. Or maybe he goes full human. One of the other. And he does not turn full demon. Because he doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to anymore. Because he loves Kagome now, and they have 3 children. Specifically gets shown in the anime, actually. Yeah, and then... So his character arc is that. And then his brother's character arc is... I guess humans aren't so bad after... Oh, God. He literally gets cured of human racism. He's like, oh, I guess I was too harsh to judge. And he becomes good? Question mark? I think? Kind of? And I think there's this funny moment where Kagome calls him, like, brother-in-law. And I think it's very cute. I never personally shipped Kagome with Sesshomaru. Because she has better options and he's evil. Like, I like him as a character, but he's evil. He murders people. He indiscriminately. Like, he's not... I don't think he's like evil in the sense where he just randomly kills people, but they annoy him a little bit and he kills them. He's not like, oh, I only kill bad people. He kills people. Yeah, he does become a better person, I think. I don't remember. And then Koga trying to turn out the romantic. Yes, he ends up with Rin. Let's not talk about it. Whatever. Yes. And then Koga, I think he ends up with like he's like betrothed to this person, also a wolf demon, who his parents chose or something. I don't remember. And I think he falls in love with her, and then they marry. And then obviously Miroko and Sango end up together, also marry and get children, I think. So it ends up happy. How do I get to this point? I don't. Gotta be quite honest with you. Don't remember. So all I remember is Narako is on this like giant. It's like this wall at this point. He's made this a reoccurring thing of his is that bugs. He's like a spider. They describe him as a spider. Like, he's not physically a spider, but he might as well be, right? At some point, I do think he like grows spider limbs, if I remember correctly. But he has this nest, and his minions are spiders. There's one character which I also love. She's not super important, but I do love her. I don't remember her name. Wait, let me think. Ka wind. Kaze. Kagura. Yeah. Kagura. She has the best. She looks great. She has a really cool design. She's evil. I don't really remember her character story. I think she's like also tragic. Like Narako controls her, but not, like manipulates her. So she's her henchwoman. She's not the only one. There's like a couple of them, but she's really cool. She's really pretty. She has like this really nice eyeliner. I always love that eyeliner. And she fights the main guys, my main guys, every once in a while. And I don't really remember. She's not like super important, but she's a reoccurring villain. And then Kohaku, which is her brother. I think his plot is Sango's brother. I think his plot is he got mind controlled by Naraku into killing his entire family. And then he wants to run away, but he can't because Naraku put a diamond jewel piece into the back of his neck, and he's still controlling him that way. But it's really hard on Sango because, you know, she wants to save him, but she can't. And he's over here killing people. Yeah. I don't really remember. I liked him. He was a nice, you know, nice kid. But I don't have very strong feelings. Sango suffers the most, in my opinion. Cause I don't know. It's one I don't want to compare trauma. Oh, so InuYasha went through a lot. He got bullied as a child because he's a half demon. And when I say bullied, I mean like, you know, ostracized. And then the whole thing with Kikyo was probably, you know, very sad. But I think there's something very tragic about Sango's character. Because her brother is alive, but for the longest time, she cannot save him. You know? Like, she knows he's somewhere out there, but he's being controlled by Naraku, and she can't do anything about it. So that's, yeah. It's really sad. And, you know, for a while, she doesn't really know that he's controlled. She's just like, oh, is he working? Has he betrayed us all? But then, you know, she realizes he's under the influence of magic. So, but it's really sad. I feel bad for her, but I like her. She's very strong. She's funny. She's, punches this guy sometimes, which I liked. Until she falls in love with him. Okay. And then, yeah, so Naraku, okay. Naraku has built a giant nest, and there's like a bunch of demons in there. And then they go inside. All of them, by the way. I don't remember Koga, but Sishomaru and our main cast. Oh god, my camera died. Oh no. But why? But, ¿por qué? Papa. 80-mile stare. It's like connected, but I guess my USB isn't strong enough. I'll put it into the PC directly. One sec. I'll also get water. Might as well. Okay, I'm back. He builds this, like, nest. And, let me just get a PNG at least. Whoa, guys, it's me. And he builds this crazy nest, and then they all go inside. And then I think, if I remember correctly, they find his literal heart, and then they kill it. And while this happens, there's a lot of, like, I think Miroku, like, self-sacrifices himself or something. I think that's why Sango falls in love with him, I don't remember. And, maybe Koga is there, I don't know. And it's cool, and they use all their powers together, and they kill Naraku, and then he's dead forever, and yay! And then they confess their love to each other, I think, at this point, or maybe early, I don't remember, and then they fall in love, and then there's a time skip, and they have 3 children. And that's the main plot. That's the main plot of InuYasha. Wow. Sesshomaru gets his arm back. Really? Lame. Yeah, they do kill him. There's the movies. What are the movies after? And then there was a sequel, Yashahime, which I will not talk about because it's not InuYasha. And I haven't watched it. It's all the way. So, the main problem with Naraku, in my opinion, is that this whole spinny here, it's just like, there's some arcs which are really fun, and they're really good, and even though it is episodic, you do have a red line that goes through the entire plot, which makes sense because of the villain and because of the main characters, their character development, and, you know, relationship development. But I do think it's kind of gets frustrating when you have this like, oh, now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, bees. Oh, now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, a barrier. Oh, now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, a stronger barrier. Oh, now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, all our jewels got stolen. Now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, we can't find him. I can keep going. Oh, now we can finally do it, guys. Oh, now he's a walking fortress that's walking around all over the place, and it's really hard to penetrate it. And I think Naraku's wish... Why does he want the Shikonotama? I think he also wants to become a full demon. Actually, I don't remember. I think that's his wish. Because he's not really a full demon. You know, he's like a human that turned demonish kind of, but he's really strong. It makes sense because he's greedy and he wants more power. He wants to be the strongest of them all. But it's kind of this thought of, okay, all of this because you were lovesick. Literally broken heart. I mean, he was a bad person from the beginning, I think. I think he was a bandit or a murderer or whatever. But he fell in love and then he got jealous. And then he became even more evil. Yeah, so I don't really remember, but I did not like him as a character that much because he's not that menacing, because he's not that physically strong. He is literally just this little, and I mean that's his core character, that he is this little weasel, this little snake, but he surrounds himself with a lot of power. So he is strong in a sense, but he's not cool strong, you know? He's not like Sesshomaru, who's really strong and powerful and cool. He's kind of like, he's smart in a sense because he's able to use his weaker abilities. And that's cool and all, but I don't think it carries as the main character. Anyways, one other core point of the story, the romance, obviously, is, I have very conflicting emotions about it. I do, in the end, believe Kagome and InuYasha are good for each other, and they're happy, and they love each other, and they fit each other, and I do, like, even though I shipped her with Koga, kind of, I do think the main ship is good. But I also don't like that Kagome, the moment, if I remember it right, you know, if I remember it wrong, I don't care. Anyways, what I remember is that she keeps getting rejected, or, you know, a bit by indecisiveness, Mr. InuYasha, which is fine, but she doesn't, I think if she was like, oh, I'm not gonna give up, I love you, I want to be with you, that would be one thing, but she kind of gives up, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna go back home, and then she moves around a little bit, and then InuYasha comes and gets her, but he's like, I don't love you, and then they go back, but I need you, and then they go back, and she's kind of like holding on to the hope that he does something and falls in love with her. And I mean, realistically, we know as the audience that they are in love with each other, but, you know, it's complicated because Kikyo is alive. But it's just this like, how grow a backbone, woman, you know? I don't know. With all the stuff he pulled, he should grovel. He should, one of my favorite archetypes, by the way, groveling. He should, like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't love their romance. I I don't know, didn't love it. But, you know, it's not unrealistic. It makes sense. She loves him, or likes him, or whatever. They're not good for they're nice together. But it is definitely not my favorite romance. I don't actually know which one's my favorite romance in this one. Sango and Kagome should have just ended up together. You know what? Forget the pervert man, and forget InuYasha. Forget everyone else. Just forget about these idiots. Take the kids, and like, I don't know, go into modern days, live your life, be happy. I don't know, but I mean, at the end, where they reached their final spot that InuYasha and Kagome reached was good, and not Miroko and Sango, but those two, at least, they were good, and, you know, it's a happy ending, and I'm happy about it, and I remember my heart was full when I saw, aww, yay, woohoo! Also, she ends up staying in the past, which I think is really weird, because if I were her, I would have forced InuYasha to come to the real world, and then he could have become like a, I don't know, you know, like a circus person. Like, not a literal circus person, but like, they could have made so much money. They could have made so much money. Like, he's like super strong. He's strong, even without the sword, is really strong. He has fangs, he has dog ears. He would have been, they would have made so much money. They would have captured him. Yeah, but I think he was too strong. I think he was too strong for, like, to get captured by scientist people. So, yeah, so, that's my opinion! But I also, I don't know, I also don't think I would be able to give up the luxuries of the 21st century as someone who is ancient. Oh, my phone is on again. I don't think it's gonna last. But I guess she does, because she doesn't care that much. And she can always travel back, so she goes back for medicine and stuff, I think. But I don't know. I think, oh, right, wait, no. She goes to university. She finishes school and college, and then she goes to the past, which is, you know, I guess it's good, because it's like she, you know, she's independent, but at the same time, she's not going to use her college degree in ancient Japan. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's, yeah, it's good morally, but it's a little bit, I'm back. It's a little bit weird in overall. But with that said, I personally love InuYasha. Actually, I am incredibly impressed with myself because I do think my memory is way better than I thought. Do I remember any of the actual individual arcs? No. No, I don't. Okay, wait, I remember one. There's one arc, and there's a little girl, and she's like a half-demon. And then InuYasha saves her. And then there's another arc where there's this, like, don't judge a book by its cover guy. He's, like, really big and, like kind of like a orc or something. I don't remember. And then the village people think he's evil. But he's, like, he's also a half-demon. So but he's like, no, I'm a good guy. Please don't hurt me. And they save him somehow. So there's a reoccurring arc of, like, InuYasha saving half-demon people, which plays into the whole story of him being like, oh, maybe half-demons aren't so bad after all. That's it. That's all I can think about. There's this one arc. It's not even an arc. It's like 3 episodes. Where this, like, hermit? Where this hermit puts Kagome into a bottle? Like, you know, like this type of bottle? And she's, like, swooshing around. And then he puts her into this, like, miniature village. And it's, like, such a weird episode. Because it's so scary. And then there's, like, a bunch of people in this miniature village, and I think the hermit, he like eats their souls or their life energy or something. But it's like really cool. I like the concept because he uses magic to turn them tiny, and they're literally on a table, but they don't realize it. Like, she's inside there and she's like, where am I? Where am I? And then I think she shoots an arrow and it goes back. And then InuYasha, I think, is also in the bottle, but it's the new moon, so he's a human. And then the sun raises, and then he kills the sky, I think. I've just this left a mark in my head because I remember this being really creepy, like the idea that they're in this like tiny world and they're just like living their best lives, living their trapped lives. Yeah, but I don't really. Yeah, I remember this one. I don't really remember what else happened. But yeah, so it has like a bunch of small arcs like that, like 3 episodes, 10 episodes. Sometimes later on in the series, they become a little bit longer and a little bit more convoluted and have more like main characters. But it all goes back to Narako. It's always like Narako did this, Narako did that, and that's why this happened. That's why this happened. And yeah, we don't like him, and that's my opinion. And then they kill him, and then he's dead, and then. I think he's just like kind of one-dimensional. I wish he had more than just I am evil. It kind of like Voldemort, I guess. I do think the Voldemort comparison works pretty well, because Voldemort's literally the same. He's just evil. He's evil. He's literally there's no depth there, you know. And I think it's the same with Narako. But I still like the show, even though it has many flaws. I think it's fun. It's like a good filler type show that you can put on. And a funny little anecdote, I watched the original in German until it got to the 7 guys arc, and then the dub stopped, and then I was like, okay, I guess. And this is actually my first anime that I watched in Japanese with subtitles, so then I finished it in Japanese, and then 15 years, paraphrased, might be wrong, 15 years after the original dub got cancelled, they finished the dub with the original German voice actors and released it as like a Blu-ray special or something. And it's funny because like if you watch it now, you don't really know. Obviously they don't, you know, it's not advertised immediately. And then you're like, oh, the quality, it sounds weird. They start pronouncing the names differently, because in the original German dub, for example, they called Kirara, Kiara, like some names they pronounce them differently. That's what they do, right? Localization. And then in this new version they did it correctly, quote unquote. And then you can tell by that. But other than that, I think it's really cool. I don't even know how it got funded. It was not on television. The original was on television, on German television. But then this, like, 15 years later, last 50 episodes was not. So my headcanon is that it's, like, just some guy, you know? Like, some passion project, or I think it was, like, the 20-year anniversary or something like that. I don't remember. But I think it's awesome. And that they got all of the main characters and most of the original voice actors back. That's super cool. That's super cool. And with that, that is... Where did I put it? That is InuYasha explained. I'm over it. I don't want to write anymore. I like writing. I don't like writing on the tablet. By Cecilia Immergreen. I hope you had fun. This was fun for me. Japping for an hour straight. Oh, awesome. If you ever have a serious... I am planning on doing this with Naruto. But Naruto, my memory is like 50 times worse. If you have specific wishes, the thing is like it can't be too good, because then I won't really have much to talk about. And it has to be like long enough. It can't just be like a 12 episode. And obviously I have to have watched it. I don't even have to have watched it long ago because I have really bad memory. So I watched InuYasha 2 years ago. Like I rewatched it 2 years ago. Originally, obviously I watched it many years ago. But Naruto I also watched like 3 years ago. But I only watched this once. InuYasha I watched like twice, I think. So yeah, maybe Sailor Moon. I don't know, maybe that would be fun, but Sailor Moon I remember nothing. Like, I would have to... All I remember is Chibi-Yusa and how much I hated her. Oh no! I fell down and I can't get up! Okay, Chibi-Yusa, okay. Yeah. Yeah, destroy the entire world because of a scuffed up knee. One Piece? No, I only watched One Piece until Chopper. So I don't have a strong opinion on it. Okay, well. Bleach? I mean, I'm not that fine Bleach. Apropos Bleach, Bleach is literally InuYasha. Just because of the aesthetic as well. I mean, it's very different aesthetic because it's not like the feudal Japan demon stuff. But, oh god, I died again. But the fact that Ichigo has the little outfit, and it's a very similar outfit. No, it's not. I guess it's not that similar, but it's like the similar silhouette to InuYasha. And that's the only. And the fight scenes are very similar. I do know that Bleach later on gets actual fight, or at least I've heard that it gets actual fight choreographies. But in the beginning, Bleach is just one guy takes out his sword. The other guy takes out his sword. And it's very similar to InuYasha. Like, it doesn't have, you know, it's not like a bunch of fighting. It's more like, Bankai! Ah! The end. So, okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I have fun. I'll see you soon. Next week will be a little bit chaotic, just like the last couple weeks. I'm traveling, but I am... and then that's Christmas. I literally... it's a terrible timeline, but it is how it is. I'm trying my best to keep my head above the water and stay afloat. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me talk. I was actually very close to talking about something else today because I was like, I want to talk about something for an hour. And I almost talked about a bad movie. So, if anything, you should call yourself lucky. Okay, bye-bye! Bye! Oh, the quiz? Yeah, the quiz is next time. So you have some time to study. I wouldn't do a quiz at the end of the lesson, don't worry. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye! Merry Christmas! Don't forget to watch InuYasha if you're interested. If I had to give it a rating on a scale, I would give it a 6. Yeah. Yeah, if you're the right target audience, like a teenager, then I would give it a 6.8. But if you're like an adult, I give it a 6. Okay, bye. Bye! Where's my ending screen? Yum. Yum.